Welcome back to Crusader Kings 3, and don't you just love playing in 867 starts? Take a look at the British Isles. it's a beautiful mess. Ireland, Kent mixed in England. England is actually looking kind of okay. Lancaster, I guess, has independence, but then the further north you go, of course, the Danelaw, we're gonna have to get rid of them. Of course, the powerhouse that is known as Sweden has taken a nice foothold in the British Isles, which is kind of funny. Alba is at risk of losing all of its land to Sweden. Oh, Holland has also been formed over here, it seems. Very interesting stuff happens with 867 starts, and I love it. You can never predict what's going to happen. But first, we got to go back into our episode because we're currently fighting a war against the Norse on this tiny island here, the siege of Torshavn. So let's go ahead and unpause the game and carry on with this siege. And I think later this episode we're finally going to start the Kingdom War against the Danelaw and finally kick the Norse once and for all out of the British Isles. Of course, they still occupy these two islands, but we can work on that afterwards. The main thing is trying to get rid of them from the main landmass here, which we're super close to doing now, actually. We did manage to sway our vassal, so let's go ahead and sway someone else. The problem I'm having here is that we're so liked, we don't actually have many sway targets. Let's go ahead and... Wait, you don't... Okay, you're Norse Gale, right. That's on the Isle of Monville. Let's go ahead and sway her. I'm sure she's aware of our plans here. It's fine. It's the Asatru Norse, though, that we really have a problem with, I guess. Not just Norse blindly. We do have a battle going on here. But first, my daughter-in-law, Ekrud, has given birth to a daughter. So my son, High Almoner and Champion here. Let's see, 30-year-old. You're my firstborn son. Has given birth to a daughter. Let's give her a good name. Let's go ahead and call her Rachel. May you grow strong and wise, Rachel. And welcome to the Kingdom of Ireland. We have managed to capture a prisoner here. So he is Asatru Norse. Let's go ahead and move him straight to the dungeon. We're not letting him go anytime soon. And if we go ahead and check the details of this battle. Luckily, no deaths or injuries on our side. Just the prisoner here. And look at Duke Les. Doesn't he look like a badass now? Of course, he is one-eyed because of our battles in Iceland, I believe it was. But look at him. It does add something to his just his presence. We could host a feast and call a hunt, but let's wait until after we've dealt with the Danelaw, I think. In fact, what I'm going to do here, just so they stop popping up, is actually let's turn off the notifications, otherwise they're going to keep spamming us. But let's go back to the siege. I think we're almost done with this. We are being raided. Okay, we don't have to worry about this, as long as it's not my lands. In war, we do have to set a bit of a priority. And there we go, we've won the siege, so let's go ahead and enforce our demands there. Get this over and done with. Greetings, High King Fairchild of Ireland. Peace be with you. You are a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. So be it. And we do actually take a prisoner there. He is also Asatru Norse. And he's already in our dungeon, so that's nice. Looks like they're slowly learning. Low county control prisoners can be ransomed. I'm not really interested in that. Now, who do we want to give this tiny island to? Let's see. I can disband our army. Let's go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we're paying a lot of gold. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I could give this to my son. Let's see. What is succession looking like? Who doesn't... Yeah, this... My son here, my first son, is getting the Kingdom of Wales, so it doesn't make sense giving him this, does it? This son is getting Desmond and Munster. My daughter here is getting Leinster, Ossory, Leinster. You're just getting... Where is this? Oh, you're getting this. You're 14. I might just keep this for myself then for the time being. And then my daughter can go ahead and handle that. So let's go ahead to our council. And what we should do here is let's start raising the control over here. And I think it's also Norse and... Yeah, it's Norse. And the faith is a weird one. Oh, the faith is Asatru. It's because I was zoomed in too far. There we go, that's a true. So I think we should also go ahead and start converting the faith here. There we go. So convert the faith, raise county control, and I think we should also go ahead and promote culture here and try and turn people Irish. We're going to invest a lot into this, but that's because I want my daughter to have good lands when she does come to claim her titles upon succession. So that's looking good. Now, we do have some domains here. We can't build anything in Dublin because we don't have the technology, do we? So what I might do now, if we go to the Danelaw, they don't have any allies. We could invade Kingdom. It only costs us 1,000 prestige. What I'm going to do, though, let's wait until we have our levies back up to capacity, because we want to absolutely stomp them out of the British Isles and send a message. One of my prisoners has died in my dungeon. We can... What's this? To the charming High King Felchad of Ireland, I cannot stand this imprisonment any longer. Would you accept this offer in return for my freedom? He wants to pay for his own freedom. Wait, you're part of House Hasting? Hastening? Is that like the real Hasting? The OP Hasting? I'm not sure. Do you have any lands? You have the county of Montague. I think this is Hastings' descendant. I'm going to decline that. Too long have you raided many lands here and caused problem. And there we go. England has taken a chunk of Ireland, as you can see, because Kent owned that. That's a bit troublesome, isn't it? We might have to declare war against England in future for this. But I don't know. It doesn't feel right to do that right now because we are on good terms with the English. So right now, we're just really waiting for our levies to go back up. A faction targeting us has disbanded, so that's good. We still have the Norse Asatru, though, wanting independence. A new ransom has arrived. To the benevolent High King Felchad of Ireland. Signy is dear to me. Would you let her go in return for this offer? So she is Asatru Norse. Who is Signy to you? Oh, she's your child. Now, she wasn't a warrior, was she? She's not a shield maiden. I think she was just innocently caught up in the war. So maybe I'm willing to let her go. Because she had no choice in the matter, right? I will actually go ahead and accept that then. I am feeling just slightly merciful today. We will go ahead and be okay with that one. Now, what is happening here? More raiders. Yeah, they're raiding us again here. We could raise up and deal with them. My vassal should be dealing with this, though. I mean, he has 3,000 men. What is he doing? Is he in a war? He's not even in a war. He should be defending these lands. And the secret has been exposed. A secret truth has reached the light of day. My vassal, High Chiefess Kecht, has had an extramarital affair with her lover, Dalbach. How could she defile the sanctity of her marriage? Oh no. So she is an adulterer, which is criminal. Of course, in Irish insularism, she is an Irish insularist as well, so she knew what she was signing up for when she converted. This crime cannot go unpunished, guards. So we do imprison her. No, we imprison him. We imprison Dalbert. Oh, we imprison both of them. Okay. They both lose opinion of us. Yes, this crime cannot go unpunished. Guards, I will go ahead and imprison them. Meanwhile, Frere has died in my dungeons. So that's that. And we do now have an empty council position. We do need a new chancellor. Let's see. My vassal here, she has 16 diplomacy. She has a stutter, but she is a charismatic negotiator. She has a stutter, though. Do I want a stutter? A stutterer? As I almost stutter there. To be dealing with my realm affairs? Or do I want Cuman here? Let's see. She's a Catholic Gaelic, insular Irish. She's trusting. I think I'm going to go with my vassal. There we go. She's going to become my new chancellor. It's quite nice now that we have equal gender law. We have more selection for people that we can put in here. Your prisoner... So all these prisoners can be ransomed. Now, the problem I have here... Can I revoke her title? May incur tyranny unless you have a cause for revocation. She's an adulterer, right? Revoke title, the High Chieftain of Connacht. We are generous. You concede a title revocation reason. Ah, so we can take it because she is an adulterer. So what we can do is take her lands away from her and give them to someone more deserving, which I think we might do here. We could give them to her child, maybe 14, 13, 12. No one is of age here as well either. She doesn't have any siblings that are alive. So we're going to have to dish out these lands to someone else. I will go ahead and revoke these titles, though, even though we are generous. We are a religious man, and I think that's more important. So let's go ahead and then do that. There we go. Greetings, High King Felchad of Ireland. I see no choice but to bow to your decision to strip me of the High Chieftain of Connacht. Just so. There we go. This is an act of tyranny, and it caused your subjects to lose 20 opinion of you. Wait, what? And we gained 78 stress. But we didn't. We gained 20 stress. I'm very confused. And we do now hold too many duchies. So we're going to have to offload some of these here. And we need to offload 3. So what we could do is just offload Connacht to someone. Let's go ahead and grant this to... who should we grant this to? We could grant this to one of my children, actually. Are any of my children on my council? No. And I can't grant them to my heir, can I? Because she already has lands. So let's see, my eldest son, or my second son, or even my... Is my daughter not listed here? Let's go ahead and apply a filter here. Dynasty... No, not dynasty. Can I just do family? No, I can't. Okay, dynasty. There we go. Let's sort by this. We're going to have cousins and stuff. So my son, where's my daughter? That's my younger daughter. So the second daughter, I can't give it to, I don't think. Okay. I think I'm going to split it between my 2 sons. So which is the capital here? How do I know which is the capital? Is this the de jure county capital? County capital. I need like the de jure duchy. I'm not sure how to see this. There is a way to see this. I'm almost certain. So we go to the High Chieftain of Connacht. Is it just the top one? Wait. No. Okay, I'm just going to say Mayo because it has a cool name. Mayo is going to be the capital. So I'm going to give Mayo to my eldest son. There we go. And he's also going to take the duchy title. Let's go ahead and give those to him. And then what I'm going to do here is these other 2 counties I'm going to give to my second son. There we go. Let's give him this one as well. And that should be fine. So I'm going to grant you those 2. And then what we can do... Granted title. My first son is now also going to be in charge of my second son because he's going to become his vassal. There we go. So we're already creating a natural hierarchy here for when the succession passes. I think that's a good idea. Right. Problem solved for now. If we go ahead and look at our prison... so everyone is in a dungeon. She is only in house arrest. I'm going to move her to the dungeon. That's the adulterer, right? Yeah. You're going to have to go to the dungeon. You have committed sins here. This guy's also in house arrest. I'm going to move him to the dungeon. This guy, you're going to the dungeon as well. We don't do house arrests here. There we go. House arrests, letting people off too light. Let's go ahead and unpause the game. A little bit of drama there popping up. Luckily, we've managed to deal with that. We are being raided again. Are you going to look after your lands ever? I don't think so. What's happened here? High Queen Gronier, I almost forgot how to say it, has gained the trait Diplomat, so +3 diplomacy, independent ruler opinion +20, and personal scheme power +25%. That's nice. As you can see, she has the diplomatic trait there. That's very nice. And Princess Leofrin has converted to insularism. Not Irish insularism, though, which is a little bit disappointing, nevertheless. So we're almost at our capacity for our levies now, just another 3,000 or 2,500, and we should be ready to go to war against the Dane Law. How many soldiers do they have? Only 2,500. The Eldom of Freyja lost unsafe highways, so county control doing good there, and a proposed alliance to the benign High King Fairchild of Ireland. Despite our lack of bonds by blood, I believe we both stand to gain from an alliance. I propose that we join our forces and fight our foes together. So, vassal in the Kingdom of Sweden, he's Catholic Gaelic. Where are you? All the way over here? No, you're not. You're over here. You were a part of the Kingdom of Alba, but now you are part of the Kingdom of Sweden. But you are still Gaelic. You are sadistic and gluttonous, though. However, I think having allies, when we have Norse still here, is okay. Let's go ahead and accept that. There we go. We have more friends within the Kingdom of Sweden now, which is good. We're also allied with Alba. Maybe a conflict of interest. It could arise there in the future if we're not careful. So loyalty or fear. As the High King, my vassals owe me their allegiance. My word is law, but how much is obedience without devotion worth? In times of crisis, a slow response or a half-hearted effort can lead to disaster. Can I afford such a risk? Let's see. Vassal opinion, reduced taxes. I think, yeah, I will win their unwavering loyalty. I feel like that decision there makes sense. Right. What's happening up here? This is all looking good. We probably need to take this at some point. One of my prisoners has died in my dungeon. We did manage to sway this vassal. So that's good. I don't know where you popped up from. Popping in to say hello. So let's carry on. Our levies almost there. An faction has been created against us. So let's see. The peasant rabble wants lower county control. The peasant faction wants freedom for the people from foreign or infidel rule, and will strive to replace a liege who does not share the culture and faith of the commoners in the counties. Ah. So who's that? Desmond? But aren't you guys... Desmond is Irish Insularist. Ah, we control it, though, and we're Irish Insularist. So I think that's what's happening there. If we go ahead and look at the religion, this is still slowly converting, as you can see. This is actually converting to Catholicism. The English messing things up here. Oh, this is a messy situation. It's only going to get worse if our eldest daughter succeeds the throne, because she's going to be Orthodoxy. And if she creates Irish Orthodoxy, oh dear. The British Isles is heading towards a religious mess. Up to the task. Some of my councillors believe the job is theirs by right of blood or influence alone. How wrong they are. I expect results, yet I am often disappointed. After a long day, I am complaining to Grania when she interrupts me. Let me do something about it, husband. A few lessons might sharpen their wits. Now, who do we want to help? I think out of all of these, our Archbishop has the worst stat. So, Archbishop Dubgilla is in need of some guidance, so she gains +3 learning for 15 years. She loses some opinion of us, but I think it's in everyone's best interest if we help her out a bit. So let's go ahead and tell my wife to go and help our Archbishop. Now, our soldiers are looking okay. We're in May. I think I might just go ahead and do the Kingdom War now before they have a chance to make any new allies. So let's see, where do we want to spawn our armies? I think maybe we should spawn them in the north of Wales, and then we can march up into the Danelaw through Lancaster. I like that idea. Hopefully Lancaster don't mind and don't think we're attacking them as we come through. But let's go ahead and do some diplomacy here. So let's declare war. We're going to invade kingdom. So you see all titles within King Valdemar's realm belonging de jure to the target title and all occupied counties outside of it. So we get all of these earldoms and temples. We gain some fame. And the Danelaw will be extinct. Wow, look at our levies. We have some strong allies. 10,000. Who are you? You're all the way down here. And you really don't own much land, do you? Oh, this is the Norse invaders that we became friends with 10 or 20 years ago or so. I remember those. That's funny. Right, let's go ahead and invade the kingdom then. The kingdom of the Danelaw. I'm going to declare the war. We can only do one kingdom invasion for each character. Let's do it. I feel like the story arc is finally happening where we finally kick out the Norse. And I'm looking forward to this. We can call on our house members. So are Kent in any wars? Kent are not in any wars and they have nearly 2,000 men. So let's go ahead and call them. Of course, they would like to see the Norse gone, or the Asatru Norse. We could also ask the Ealdom of Oriel to join us. They only have 300 units though. I don't mind if they sit out of this one because they are gaining their strength. That's fine. Although maybe it should be up to them. I will call them to the war actually. This is a big moment in our history. And then what we can also do, because we have tons of prestige, we can also call on Alba to join us in the war. Because they're not currently in a war. They can bring an extra 4,800 soldiers. So let's do that. This is a huge movement right now. And we could also call on Sweden. Because Sweden might have an interest in this as well for their own... they're already in a war, so I won't ask them. What about Moray? We could ask Moray to join the war. They are Catholic Gaelic. They can bring another 3,000 men. Let's go ahead and ask them to join the war. And things will be looking good. This is a big moment in our history. Let's go ahead and raise our own armies down here in Wales. And then we can march north and finally take over the Danelaw. There we go, my dear friend. Of course, I should join you in this war. Our foes shall learn to fear the men of Oriel. So even though they don't have many men, they're still joining in this gigantic moment in history here. So excellent. There we go. Also, it looks like Kent will be joining us in the war as well. And, oh dear. Just as we start this war, our ally wants us to join another war. To the charming High King Fairchild of Ireland, I'm calling you to honour our alliance and join me in the Holy War for Chieftain of Medelpad. Where's this? That's all the way up north of Sweden. I mean, I'm going to accept, but I'm not going to go over there. We're trying to fight the Danelaw. Right, so that's all those pop-ups. Let's get rid of those. I think everyone has joined the war. We can call on Sweden. No, we're not going to do this. Right, so this is all done. Now we're waiting for our armies. Who's the commanding? We have our court jester, commander, and champion here. Our jester is going to be leading one of our armies. And then Duke Les, of course. You know, Duke Les is probably my proudest relationship I've formed over the years as this character. He really did become part of our kingdom. We showed him kindness and generosity, and he really did pay that back to us so far. I'm really happy with what's evolved from Duke Les's addition to the realm, because he also converted to Irish Insularism as well. And then we were able to get that marriage. But first, we also have Albert joining us in the war as well. So that's looking good. Let's go ahead and get back to our armies. One more week and then all of these are recruited. There we go. So what we're going to do, I think we're going to start in Cumberland, and then we're going to make our way down to the capital and just take out all of the Danelaw in one smooth sweep. So let's go up to Cumberland and we can start sieging that first. There we go. All of our allies, all of the troops are being raised. Court grandeur has been decreased. Let's see, what's this? Greetings, my benevolent liege. Please accept this humble gift. It was a treasured possession of mine, so I hope it honours and serves you as well. We'll become the owner of Chieftain Gaethan's crown. So we gain some prestige per month and minus 2% building construction cost. A plain crown of fine craftsmanship. The crown is forged from Latin and set with small pieces of rock crystal. I will go ahead and accept that. Do I already have a crown? I don't. So let's go ahead and equip this. By the way, you guys spotted last episode. It does say here, must be a child to equip. I missed the bright red writing there on this trinket, so that's a bit sad. Sadly, we can't play with the miniature throne or have it equipped, but it's fun that we have it nevertheless. And look at all of these men. We have Gaelic men, Irish men, English, all coming together to really give one big good riddance to the Danes here, or the Dane Law, sorry. My prisoner Tyke has died in my dungeons. Tyke is no longer a thing. Let's go ahead and look at the siege. 6 months left on the siege. That's fine. What I might do, we could take our second army here. Duke Les, if you go over to Dunholm, I think you can go ahead and siege this alone. Cousin has been taken prisoner. My cousin, Lady Rachel, was captured by my steward, Duke Les, during the siege of Harlech. My cousin? Insular Welsh? Harlech? Where's Harlech? Oh, there's some... Okay, I see what's happening here. I believe there's some civil war going on in Wales that Duke Les needs to deal with, although he's actually currently fighting a war with us. So maybe it wasn't the best idea bringing him down here, but I'm sure he has plenty of commanders he can trust as well. The DANELAW are rising down there in the North Riding. It's actually renamed this, I think. That's interesting. Familial reputation. High Chieftain Kathleen gained 20 opinion of us, thanks to my wife. And that's actually my son as well. We do have a new diplomacy perk available. So let's start going down the family hierarchy. Children receive 1 to 3 extra skill points, or you can use the befriend scheme. I think groomed to rule would be good, and I think, there we go, that would actually give all of my current children extra stats, so she gets +2 diplomacy, +3 learning, +2 learning, +1 martial, +2 martial. It's all looking good there. So groomed to rule is definitely a nice one. Puts us in a good situation for the next generation. Let's unpause though. We got to carry on with the sieges. I don't think the Danelaw have anything they can do because they don't really have any alliances. We've slowly worn them down, and this is the real big final push. It feels good. And another prisoner in my dungeon has died. There we go. We've captured this. Let's go ahead and start marching the men down to the North Riding. We can do that. We have managed to sway our vassal as well. That's nice. Bridget is now eligible to marry. So she's my daughter. Let's see. She is generous and temperate. I do want to give her a good marriage. Let's see. Matrilineal alliance power. My grandson. No, we don't want to be doing this. There you go. This guy's 17. He's Franconian, though, and Catholic. Maybe he would convert faith. I'm not sure. Insularism here. Is there anyone who belongs to Irish insularism here? We can only set Christianity, can't we? That's a shame. What about age difference of, say, 5 as well? Sort by alliance power. We could marry into the Welsh. The son of Duke Les. Who's your wife? My cousin. So they're not actually related, I don't think. He is 12. He is temperate, though, and he is honest. I think this could be a very good... Oh, no, they are related. Okay. Let's go back on that. Cancel that. That would have been a nice marriage otherwise. Let's go back to alliance power here. Anglo-Saxon. He's a part of my dynasty, though. What about this guy? Duchy of Leon. Where's Leon? Leon is all the way down in Iberia. We could get this marriage. He is temperate. He's cynical and lustful, though. Maybe that's not a good combination. What about this guy? The Band of Tui. I think that's also down here somewhere. No. Oh, it's a mercenary company. Okay. So we probably don't want this. I think maybe our best choice is this guy is chaste, and we don't want him then, do we? Maybe this lustful guy is fine. It is a matrilineal marriage as well, and they do have plenty of men, so I think she's being born into a strong kingdom or going to inherit. Let's go ahead and send that proposal off, and then that should be an okay marriage. He is temperate, so that's fine as well. It's not like he's a really horrible person. And there we go, Bridget does come of age. With her coming of age, my tuition of Bridget is at an end. For the longest time, I was hoping that good tutelage would be enough to teach Bridget the intricacies of diplomacy. All efforts have come to naught, however. Few at my court would be overly impressed by her grasp of etiquette, but at least she does know how to hold her own in polite company. So they grow up fast. Let's go ahead and click on this. And there we go. She does have 14 diplomacy, which is good. She does only have adequate bargainer, though. Things often work out in favour of Bridget, but whether this is due to her skill in diplomacy or luck is up for debate. So now we just have to wait for her marriage proposal. And then she should be all set to go. And there we go. We do have an alliance there with Duke Sebastian. I gladly accept your betrothal proposition. Your daughter Bridget will be betrothed to my son Fernand. And Fernand is quite far down in his list of sons. He is the fifth son. There we go. So we're not going to inherit any of their lands, but that's fine. She can have her own lands in Ireland. So that's all good. We can call allies to war. Let's not do that. They're all the way down in Iberia, so we don't need to do that. And I think there's about to be a big battle breaking out here. Let's go ahead and join in. I think we need everyone coming over to fight this battle. Oh, where's our allies? Where's our allies? Oh, they came in just in time. Suddenly, the Danelaw had much more men than they had earlier. Maybe they made a new alliance, I'm not sure. We have captured some enemy combatants there. Sadly, Werner here did die in the battle. Let's go ahead and look at that in more detail. So we wounded one of their champions, killed another. They killed two of ours. We wounded another, and we also captured a prisoner. So that's good. Have we already put them into our dungeon? We have not. He's Asatru Cumbrian. I'm going to go ahead and move you to the dungeon. You are wounded, so I don't like your chances of survival. But war is war. So we got 2 weeks left on this siege. And then that's all looking good. There we go. Siege has been won. And now let's go down here. In fact, we should do another battle here, I think. The Danelaw are trying to progress up the country. We are going to beat them again, though. So that's going to be nice. There we go, another victory there, and I think we just won the war. New abbeys established. Elder Mafreya gained religious construction for 5 years. So some nice buffs there. And we did kill 2 of their champions. Now, I think we have to take this. Let's see, if I enforce my demands, do we get... we do get the Eldom of North Riding. Okay, so what we can do now is finally enforce the demands here. Greetings, High King Failchad of Ireland. May wisdom ever elude you. You are a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. So be it. And a united kingdom. Recent affairs have left King Eluid as the sole serious contender to the English throne. Though not all yet willingly bowed to the exultant monarch, it can at least be said that England is in spirit whole again. Stability for England at last. The de jure partition between England and the Danelaw is ended. And so we've actually helped out England here with their issue. We solved the issue that they could not. But if we zoom out now, the Danelaw are finally gone. There are no Norse Asatru characters left as independent rulers in the British Isles. We finally stamped them out. It only took, what year we're in? We're in 941, so nearly 100 years to achieve our goal here. We still need to kick them off of this island here. But I would say that's a successful episode, and we've just reached 34 minutes recording, so that's about where I would end the episode anyway. So we finally did it, guys. The Norse Asatru are gone from the British Isles. Now we have to start focusing. Or maybe do we try and bring Lancaster into Ireland? Do we try and bring some of maybe Lothian into Ireland? Maybe even Alba? Sweden probably wouldn't join us. They're huge. But now I feel like it's really a battle between Ireland and England for who's going to become the dominant power in the British Isles. Maybe even Sweden will try and become the dominant power. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of the support up to this point. I've had a ton of fun with this series. But I will be back on Monday with another episode. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you then.